Hey guys, it's Silver Snorlax, and I'm back today with what is ultimately going to end up being kind of a generic update video. I know I had announced last time I uploaded I would be doing a video about my hiatus that I took over the past couple of months, what I was doing, how I was doing, how I was spending my time, stuff like that. However, it seems like a number of you have actually inquired more into PSA grading and things of that nature. So what I decided to do with this video is I'd just kind of reiterate and echo a little bit what I had said last video, just to kind of keep you all up to date and informed as far as to grading. And then I'll talk a little bit about my hiatus for those of you who are curious. So obviously this is something that isn't too heavily Pokemon oriented. This video contains more personal stuff, I guess you'd say, personal stuff regarding me at least. So if that's really not your thing, no big deal. Just hang out. I've got more videos coming up. I've hopefully got like maybe a product review for you guys because I've always enjoyed doing those and you guys seem to love watching those. So still got a couple things in the works regarding that, but I do want to touch upon PSA grading before I say anything else. Like I mentioned last video, and like I've told a number of you guys through comments and whatnot, PSA grading, I do plan on having that pick back up start of February. I know a number of you have asked as far as to when and how much it would cost and all this other stuff. And the truth behind that is I'm still working out numbers a little bit. I have pretty much all the basic framework on it. I just need to kind of touch upon a couple little things. There's some little fees and stuff that ended up costing me more money than it should last year. Will have to be redone a little bit, so I end up not losing money or end up breaking even on things I should have been making money on. Just little goofy stuff like that. Big thing that needs fixed with that whole program is where I was losing like large quantities of money. That needs to stop so I can at least break even. And that's kind of the idea behind that. But as for right now, just to keep you all informed, PSA grading plan, I plan on resuming that sometime in February. Look for a video end of January, start of February, all kinds of details regarding it. So that's about all I got on the PSA front. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about my hiatus and how it went and all that fun stuff. So I guess I should say when I took my hiatus, it was really kind of peak season for us who work retail. It was I'd actually kind of underestimated how long our heavy retail season lasts. Really, for us, it's like the end of October all the way into January. Matter of fact, it's still going. I'm filming this video at about 10:30 in the morning, and that if I'm filming at 10:30 in the morning, let me put it to you this way: I went into work at about 9:45 at night. So if I'm coming home and filming it this late, that means there's an 11 or 12-hour shift involved. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired, so if I sound a little scattered, there's a reason as far as to why. But so in a nutshell, I guess I should say I kind of underestimated our peak season for retail. Grocery stores, believe it or not, are insanely busy during Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and Super Bowl weekend and Valentine's Day. I mean, you name the holiday, we're busy for it. So that's something I underestimated rather severely in my career choice here. But I tell you what, things are slowly getting better, I think. I know the main reason I had to leave YouTube for so long was mostly due to our understaffing and how long I had to work. It's now become kind of common for me to work a 10 or 11-hour shift without a lunch break. So that's just kind of how it is. But at some point here, I think we're going to be better off. At least that's the hope. I heard they might even have hired somebody, so that's big news for us. Tough to get our store staffed. It's always been that way, though, so it is what it is. So while I was off on hiatus, and I know I touched on this before, I kind of looked at PSA grading and stuff, but I also looked at a couple other things and have done a couple things different, something to keep me entertained. Obviously, if I wasn't on YouTube, I had to do something to entertain myself, some new hobbies or whatever. So first things first, I really want to mention this because I haven't touched on it since I went on hiatus, and I made a promise to a number of people, and it's not so much I haven't followed through, it's just I haven't had time. You guys remember Must Be Pokemon, that really awful individual who scammed a whole bunch of people out of Pokemon cards. He ran a grading service parallel to mine and then just kind of left one day and took everybody's cards. We estimated the total amount of money lost was something like $5,000, possibly more. It was a ridiculously high number for a grading service, essentially. So I know I had posted a video stating that I would be happy to do free grades for those who were affected by MVP, and that offer still stands. I did in fact receive cards from 2 users, and I have their names somewhere here. I believe it's Card Freaks HQ, and I think it's the Pokemon Expedition. Let me see who I got. Yep, Pokemon Expedition, that's who it is. And I have the other names of the individuals who were affected written down. I've got it somewhere in my rather scattered office right now, but those are the two I have submissions from. However, I didn't receive cards from anybody else, so it will have to be its own separate video, but I wanted to mention it in this one. You guys are not forgotten by any means. The two I just mentioned, I'm holding on to your cards. I was hoping to kind of send all of you together. Half hoping more than 2 people would send, obviously, as it works out to be a little bit cheaper from when you do the return shipping from PSA, it just helps me out a little bit. So I'm going to be posting that separate video about it. Those affected by MVP, I would like your cards if you have any. I know a number of people who were affected at that time. Their collections were just bankrupt. There was nothing left, so I totally understand. However, it's been several months, and I'm hoping people have kind of rebuilt their collection a little bit, maybe have a couple cards that are worth sending at this point. If not, there's something I can do for you. I'm happy to say, I want to announce this too. I wanted to be on the record. I got a number of donations from different people, a couple larger ones and a handful of smaller ones, but I tell you what, every dime counts, definitely. So what that's going to mean for victims of MVP, really, first thing that's going to is some of the shipping costs. That's going to take weight off me. I'm paying for the grading, but paying for the shipping is really where I tend to lose money, and those donations are going to help with the return shipping in particular. That's big, and there will definitely be enough money left over that I can get the victims of MVP something else. So that's going to be done. I even got a card donation from another user who I don't think I wrote down his name, but if you're watching, you know who you are. Thank you much. Those affected will definitely appreciate it. So I'll be figuring out a way to resubmit those out to everybody who's affected there as well. But I did just want to kind of go on record real quick and just kind of mention it. Hey, you guys are not forgotten by any means. I understand how bad scamming can be in this community. I've seen it. It's just awful. And definitely something to the scale of Must Be Pokemon is just, it's unbelievable. It's that's rough, and I hate seeing that happen. So I've always been true to my word, good on my word. I may take a while to follow through on something. That's always kind of been my thing, but I always follow through on it no matter what. So you guys, don't worry, you're not forgotten. Alright, I think I harped on that long enough. Obviously, if you're somebody affected by MVP, leave me a comment or send me something on Skype. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway, moving on. I gotta move on because I'm rambling at this point. I'm so tired that I'm just, you don't even know. I'm just so tired. But anyway, moving on. Other things I did on hiatus. You guys know Smash Bros? Smash Bros for Wii U? That came out. Anytime I do get maybe an hour before work, or a lot of times it's less than that because I end up cooking dinner or doing something around the house. That's what I've been doing as of late. I've been a huge Smash enthusiast for years and years. I've been playing it since the 64 version came out. So that's something I've been up to. I play a fairly decent Rosalina and Luma. A couple other characters, Greninja, I'm not half bad with. So I mean, that's something I've done to kind of alleviate stress from the work environment that I'm still kind of struggling with. And that's kind of been the big thing. Additionally, and this is just kind of goofy and I'm throwing it out there, I have really gotten into automotive detailing. I don't know why. Anybody who knows me knows I'm more of a nerd. I'm not much of a car guy, to say the least, but for some odd reason, I bought a car a couple months ago, and I've just been super into like cleaning it. I don't know why, but it's like the most relaxing thing on the face of the planet. There's just something about properly hand washing and waxing a vehicle. And I mean, I've even gone so far as to, like throw sealants on there and work on my girlfriend's car for that matter, do some light scratch removal. Nothing with like a rotary buffer or anything like that. Nothing that advanced. Definitely not pitching that much money into it, but definitely bought some really nice stuff. I found a site called Chemical Guys, who I'm just in love with. They have a YouTube channel as well if anybody wants to go look at Chemical Guys. But yeah, that's something else I've been doing. I did while I was on hiatus and kind of continuing to do. Just kind of seems to have been my thing. It's a lot of the things I did on hiatus were things to kind of alleviate stress. It was a stressful hiatus, as I was almost always at work, and holiday season for those of us in retail is just ridiculous. So a lot of those things that I did while I was off just kind of helped keep my mind clear. And you know what, now that I'm back, it's YouTube is helping me de-stress a little bit too, which is always awesome. So thankfully it hasn't gotten too crazy yet. I know a number of you have kind of all hit me at once and asking questions and stuff, but I promise if I haven't gotten back to you yet, I'm going to sleep right after this video, by the way. I'm going to set it upload and then bang, I'm out. But I do promise I will get back to you guys. I do tend to be slow about it. That's due mostly to my work schedule. But if you guys just willing to be patient and realize I'll get back to you, everything's going to be cool. So let's see. One last thing I wanted to mention. It's kind of Pokemon oriented. Obviously you see it in the background there. It's called Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions. What that was a late birthday present from my girlfriend, actually. Basically, Pokemon Company International teams up with various symphony groups or orchestra groups or whatever the case may be, and they kind of are touring the country currently. Obviously, they set up with Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra, which is closest to what I'm located to. I'm about half hour away from the city where I currently live. And what these guys did is they came out and played a whole bunch of Pokemon related music, which was pretty freaking awesome. I bought a couple of posters from the event that were really overpriced, but that's okay because they're cool posters. Just had a nice time. I sat front row, second deck, which is actually one of the best places you can sit because all the sound hits you at the same time. Additionally, you can see down onto everybody. You can see everybody playing a DS at the same time. It's a rather fascinating thing to watch how a Pokemon community socializes and interacts when they're in a large group together. But anyway, really great concert. Really enjoyed the music. Nice to spend some time with my girlfriend as well. We just sat there and we just enjoyed ourselves like crazy. If you get a chance to go to this, obviously I would Google this because I don't know where they're playing. I would definitely recommend getting the tickets if you can. Ours weren't frightfully expensive for an event like this. I think there was something like total $120 between the two of us, so that's really not too bad. So yeah, that's something else we did. Had a blast doing it. There's not a whole lot in this program. Unfortunately, there's nothing I could really like flip to. This was the gal who conducted. That's the composer and arranger. And then there's a creative producer who jumped out on stage. This guy right here. Just some couple odds and ends. Things I've been having fun with since I've been off, really. Obviously, this was when I came back, January 17th. This is when I came back to YouTube. But, I'm just trying to stay active with Pokemon in general. And, trying to keep you guys updated to some extent. And updated on me. So, wow, tough to believe this video has gone on for just about 14 minutes now. Alright guys, I'm really tired. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to upload this and go to bed. However, I will say now, if you have questions regarding grading or just anything in general, please do feel free to post them. I am trying to get better about getting back to you guys in a timely manner. As long as my work schedule doesn't interfere with anything too much. I worked 6 days this past week, which is really why I wasn't around to answer questions this past week. But looking forward here, I may get 2 days off this week, and maybe it'll only be a 50-hour work week, which is what I'm kind of hoping for. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that's enough for me. I am tired and I am going to bed, so that's what I am doing. As for the rest of you, I'm sure you have a full day to enjoy, so please enjoy the sun. I'll be getting up when that sun's going away. So, you know, never underestimate the value of a beautiful sunny day wherever you may be. But that's all I got for you guys for right now. You can look forward to another video from me in a couple of days. I'll see you then.